Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the US player, we have Death Machine. Spawn as teammate, oh finally finally the color thing gets fixed. I don't know why, I just had trouble displaying some people's other colors. We have Gsosg. Gsosg? It's definitely like, what's a term where it's like radar, where you can spell a word both forward and backwards, if that makes any sort of sense. By the way, as an opponent, we do have a unknown name for name, and their as the Wehrmacht player and as the Panzer League player, we have 7, 6, 9, 2, 9, 3, 4, 2, 8, 4, 1, 7, 8, 2. A very descriptive name. Pioneers pushing the way forward. No, not pioneers, engineers. Perhaps eyeing to capture up this VP or going straight for the fuel point. Ah, wiring off some of this stuff. This is the Wehrmacht player going for 2 Pioneers into probably, could be either Volksgrenadier, it could be MG42. And Schimwagen as well. It is Schimwagen. Any of them are a good possibility this time. Scope rifles push towards the central strategic point. The HQ command truck looks like it has a speed governors upgrade. Speed governors? Sorry. Stupid puns. Oh, wait. Of course, that does, of course, block off that trench entirely, though he does cut one the wire, because in this game you don't need hazard removal packages to cut wire, or minesweepers. Schimwagen's pushing his way heavily as well. Got the scope rifles also here in the region, and now we got the HQ command truck fire for the Brits, ramming the building. And what is this? Oh, that's a support weapons center. Wait, why would he rush forward like that? Yeah, this actually may be a map hacker. Because there's no reason why you should rush forward a Schimwagen like that. Unless you have prior experience of playing against this person deploying out snipers. But I've casted him quite a bit recently, and this is the first time I've seen him go for support weapons center first, so I don't think that's a possibility either. And that seems relatively blatant. Let's switch over to his camera. Fog of War, taskbar. Okay, there's no track camera button like in Company Heroes 2. Of course, that's lit up because it's areas they've been to once before. They, of course, do see the truck there. And here, a Wehrmacht sniper sounds like. Yep.
One shot. One kill.
But yeah, there's no way to view the camera mode of their opponents. Let's go and turn back off the Fog of War. Keep an eye on that. Some intersections. We got the command truck pushes way forward as well. I don't know why. I switch on the player colors. It seems like that's more of a blood red than normal. But either way, you do have the command truck pushing his way forward. Okay, of course, can't crush anything. In fact, switch over to the brick player for a moment, because if you notice as well, that is his command truck. He has not even deployed a lieutenant just yet. He has quite a bit of manpower stored on up, so maybe he's going to deploy out a Churchill. And this intersection squad needs to fall back. He's going way too far in. There's prone to being wiped at this moment. They didn't even try retreating back. Trying to go with it. There we go. It does use deploy marksman with the scope rifle squad picking him off, but he does lose the intersection return, which I believe is a more expensive investment. And at that point, the investment is probably the right term for it. Infantry half tracks falling on back. The scope rifle squad's patrolling as well.
Forward supply lines are broken.
And he has deployed out his forward command truck on this fuel point here, so maybe eyeing for more of a mechanized play for now on. Perhaps eye for some Stuarts. No, he's pretty far away from fuel to get out the next truck, right? Going for another intersection. Needs to get a lieutenant as well before going for the
We're losing
what's it called?
sector.
The infantry support command. But he could save up 2 command points, go for an early Churchill. Not so sure what he exactly should go for. Sniper's pushing way forward, does find one of the 30 cals. And the Allies, even though they'd pick off the sniper, with the Brits' massive truck play, I don't know how to describe it, and the US player not going for a barrack rifleman until now, the Allies are a bit far behind on a frontline effort. What they do now will make critical differences, because the US players getting some riflemen out now. They need more infantry section for a frontline. Another sniper has been deployed on out. Lieutenant is being deployed out as well. Scope rifles retreating back to the HQ command truck. So perhaps use designated marksman on the sniper. And here comes the sniper. There are now 2 Wehrmacht snipers out in the field. And with the snipers in this position, he's going to have a huge trouble because he's need to run around with the intersections trying to avoid sniper fire. Staying behind this light cover here will prevent them from sort of running around a bit away from the snipers, allow them to deal with the infantry half-track. They did throw a sniper shot into the truck itself, which is completely worthless. 30 cal is set on up, can be used for the armor-piercing rounds. Looks like they didn't actually use that. Snipers are still throwing shots, actually, into the 30 cal. Hopefully he's getting some reinforcements there. Jeeps coming for a nice flank there onto the Wehrmacht snipers. But they does have to worry about the Panzer truck back here. But we've got this truck now being the infantry half trucks trying to pursue it, getting some great damage upon the retreat path. We got a pair of Pioneers here, which can do some damage to the Jeep. Trying to go for some ghost tank traps. Does get one of the snipers gunned down. And perfect. That's exactly what the Brit player needs and the US player needs getting back this game. Getting both those snipers gives them a massive amount of breathing room. Where's the US sniper out of curiosity? That's a 30 cal in a position right there. The US sniper may have went down in one of those engagements, probably due to that infantry half-track. Jeep does roll some misses. There's an opportunity from the drive on out of there, thanks to that road. Infantry half-track's still in pursuit, but does get taken out by the flak Irving. Scope rifles making their advance. Lieutenant has captured the central part of the map. We got a recon element, so it's going for triple scope rifles. Very nice. I don't even know the exact effects of these upgrades. Based on what I've read, the scope rifles actually reduces either damage or target size. Like, I think it may make them a little bit weaker, but the ability to sprint out of territory is all very important, to say the least. And designated marksman deploy, designated marksman can be very good, especially if you go for Royal Engineers in order with the increased munitions and comes, you can just start spamming that out. Flamer's pushing his way forward. He needs to retreat back. He's trying to go for another designated marksman onto this scope. On this does get the Flamer squad, but he may lose the scope rifles in turn. But no, he actually rotated his fire to the other squad. 30 cal is making his way forward. Do we see? Actually, we haven't seen any riflemen. I know he had something queuing up there that must have been purely meant for that Jeep. He built the barracks not to get out riflemen, as I thought earlier, but he built it solely for the Jeep that's take on those snipers, and in which he was pretty successful, and now he's deployed out another Jeep in order to rush down the sniper once again. Does have it spotted there, is not in any sort of cover, now it's in cover. Having trouble with the targeting. Jeep still has plenty of health at the moment. 30 cal does take out the engineer or pioneer, but was not upgraded. The sniper is behind heavy cover, which is going to be very important, and good Panzerfaust sit there to stop the sniper from going down. Right now, the Allies' field control is quite good, thanks to those engineers capturing up multiple points. And now we got the 30 cal will get flanked by the Schimwagen. Down south, we got the 3 scope rifles, perhaps going to just blob them forward in order to charge down the snipers. That's blowing snipers both in Company Heroes 1 and not in Company Heroes 1, and Company Heroes 2, and like with Company Heroes 1, that it forces your opponent to blob just to run it down more successfully.
are seizing territory from us.
Designated marksman has been deployed on the MG42. No, that's a captured 30 cal actually. And does completely wipe out the 30 cal inside the garrison. This scope rifle squad is still in the region. The Pioneer's relatively safe for the time being from more designated marksman. He's spending a lot of munitions on it, and he's being pretty successful. So I can't say it's a bad thing for him to deploy all the designated marksmen. Panzer Grenadiers are now getting suppressed.
German forces are trying to overrun one of our sectors.
I sure does something. I forgot to turn off my heater, so now it is the fan's blowing. So after this game, I will turn off that heater so we don't hear the fan background. Not sure how much you guys can hear the fan background. In actuality, once more people get on, I may just ask them or review it quickly between the game. Stu has been deployed on now, a good anti-infantry tool, especially against those scope rifles. And I just realized something. I was not paying attention. This Pantrax have been deployed on out into this base. Does get some suppression here, and of course the scope rifles cannot use a retreat command to recover from suppression because he's in the wrong base. 30 cal here, getting some great damage down this Pantrax squad. He's gone for a full Pantrax assault into this base. Now the Stus are in the area as well. We do have a tank depot here, which may be deploying out either probably M10 or Hellcat. So for the US player for the time being, we do have a M10. It's going to be very important to deal with a Stu. They still have the Tommies need to start engaging these Pantrax as soon as possible because he's going to spawn out on this side and he's going to get hit quite significantly. But no, he does lose the tank depot entirely. 30 cal will not be used armor-piercing rounds on the rear armor of a Stu. At least I don't think he'll be able to penetrate you. We've also some sappers here. Let's switch over to the Brit. He is not upgrading Piets at the moment. He doesn't have enough munitions. We've got commando gliders coming on in, as well as a big assault over here, getting forced back by the commandos. Stu is starting to put some rounds into this support weapon center. Doesn't have a tank depot nor a motorized depot. Let's switch over to the US player. He needs to deploy out Doctrine to bring out some anti-tank asset. It may be a good idea to select infantry and bring out some Rangers. He's deploying out a Rifleman squad. Sticky bombs are now on the queue. And does get some PS now deployed on now, getting some good rear armor hits there. Looks he's going to try to. He will destroy the barracks before he gets the sticky bomb research. Another Piet has penned. We got Vet 2, so now he does have the Pinto mounts. And a lieutenant is in the region to help support the sappers. Missed there. No landmines retreat path. You know there's explosion mark that applies from the map itself. Does get a hit there and does get suppression there with the Pinto mount. Ooh, and there goes the HQ command truck. I have not really been paying attention. This has been a very, very chaotic game. Sure, casualty clearing station does go down. Scope rifles falling back. Is there any truck for the Brits? Those are 30 cals. I don't see any truck for the Brits at the moment. So he cannot deploy out sappers. No, wait. He lost that truck as well. He had that truck available. So he lost both of his trucks. Scope rifles making their advance. And now he could do double deploy designated marksman, but he does not have enough munitions for it. And his teammates' True Center, if he even had one, was cleaned up. Stu is being repaired on up. And we got AT Hetzer, so we got Blitzkrieg and Tank Destroyer versus Commandos and something by the US player. Armor Doctrine. So all players have selected their Doctrine. Ooh, that was a pretty big hit on his own Volksgrenadiers. Gets a really good hit there on the sappers. commandos have not been reinforced either. He did not have a command truck at the time. Let's switch over. Okay, we got an M10 deployed out on the field. Let's switch over back to the Brits. I'm a bit curious what he has available. He can bring out some tech trucks, which I don't think that's going to be useful. I don't think there's ever a time where tech trucks can be really useful in multiplayer. Good hits there onto that scope rifles. These scope rifles are falling back as well. It does destroy the carcass there, so it's unable to salvage the glider. Does roll a miss there onto the scope rifle squad. This scope rifle squad is still in the region. Does use the designated marksman on that pioneer, wiping him out.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
Stu pushes his way forward. He does have vet 3 tanks for the Wehrmacht player, and the infantry half track is still advancing. There's 2 squads on the back of it. One has a Panzerstreck. The M10 is, of course, way outnumbered versus these forces. Rifleman squad is advancing. He does not have sticky bombs because I don't think he's rebuilt that barracks yet. Stu and infantry half tracks are running around. This Hetzer is now being collapsed, run down by the M10. The M10 still has full health. Hetzer is quite wounded. Patrick does get a nice hit there, and does fire the wrong angle. Second M10 has been pointed out, and that one's severely wounded. Does utilize the Allied war machine right there, and main gun destroyed there on the M10s. This one is one shot away from death, and that main gun destroyed one does go out of control. This one does go out of control as well. You will recover both of them. Volksgrenadiers and Pioneers in this region. And now the scope rifles are making their advance. Lots of scope rifles in this region. The Volksgrenadiers are behind heavy cover there, but this is way too much firepower. Over on the left side, we got the Piets here versus the Panzerstrecks. Does get a direct hit there on the Kettengrad with the Piet. Next shot does connect with the Kettengrad as well. That one looked like a miss, but I think the AoE splash killed it. Scope rifles making their advance. There's some potential good opportunity here. A lot of Panzerstrecks in this region. He's definitely going to go for the mass Panzerstreck spam because he now get 2 Panzerstrecks per Panzergrenadier. Oh, that's double stew, not double white. Last scope rifle squad will escape on out there. And we do have the HQ command truck right here. Another glider has been pointed out. It's not a Tetrarch glider. It is just like another commando glider. He has 1 scope rifle squad remaining. The lieutenant's still alive, but he got out the commando squad in order to get a better replacement than the intersection. Intersections are what? 450? Commandos are 560. If you're going to get a replacement, might as well pay the premium for more of a premium squad. Panzergrenadiers are deploying out some landmines. That's telemines, I should say. Sometimes it takes my mind a moment to click, realizing those are telemines. Good Piets hit there. Stews are making their advance. And he's charging on forward. The M10s are way over here. The M10's starting to rotate around. We do have a Panzerstreck half-track and the Hetzer in this region, but being slowed down by the infantry. Does get slowed down by the terrain as well. And great hits there onto that Panzerstreck squad. Stews are now trying to blitzkrieg down the US HQ for some odd reason. He's not going to get the kill on the US player. Sapper squad does get hit significantly. Does utilize the blitzkrieg. Flamers are in the region as well, but the M10s... Oh, one of them goes down to the infantry half-track. Does use Allied War Machine. I see an M10 out on the field. So he does go ahead and get that replaced. He's going for a crush here. It's almost down anyways. And this could be a great crush, getting multiple kills there. Stu's starting to make the withdrawal. Does get a full squad wipe there. And half track and the M10 does go down, but the Allied War Machine did wear off. Now the commandos have picked up the Panzerschreck. And that is a triple defense Panzergrenadier. 30 cals try and push his way forward. Panzerschreck does roll a miss there. The Stu is going to be pursued by this M10. This one still has plenty of help. Best prioritize firing this one. Good hit there on the Stu, but even a direct hit like that doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And does get the kill there on the Stu. This one does have its rear armor exposed, but the M10 does have to be worried about any Panzerschrecks. Scorpion Rifle Squad is capturing up this VP, and the Stu's come to say hi. And they're pretty stacked up right here. A well-placed Stu shop could get the squad wipe, but looks like they're not actually fighting. Oh, hitting the commandos. Scope Rifle Squad getting forced back by the MP40s, and good crush there on one of the commando models. Does throw a grenade there. Doesn't get the squad wipe. He does retreat in time. Does roll a bounce there, and gets one kill upon retreat. With the amount of, I should say not the amount, but the lack of riflemen is what's making these Panzerschrecks so deadly. He's unable to just pull out his own riflemen just to charge down those Panzergrenadiers. So these Panzergrenadiers or Panzerschrecks are able to walk around in free reign without really any designated anti-infantry asset out on the field. Though the commandos could engage them, there just haven't been any good engagements with them. Pit Squad's still back here. And he can deploy glider HQs. Don't see any deployed just yet. Not many people actually go for glider HQs. Which of course grants some access to mortars, Piet commandos, which are cheaper than sappers, and which are also cheaper and munitions-wise as well. And what else? Machine guns from Vickers, which is not going to be really important. But the Piet commandos could be very important this moment in time. Do they come out with 1 or 2 Piets? I honestly don't know.
Germans have penetrated the lines. They are trying to take a second.
Patrick could potentially get a shot there, but he's trying to interrupt the Teller mine. Not sure if you realize he's actually deploying Telemine there or not. Piets do split the fire on the Pioneers and on the Stu. We do have a Teller mine there. That's not a Wehrmacht landmine. And some sort of big explosion right there suppressed the commandos. Getting some good hits there. Commandos will need to fall back, and here comes, is that a Tetrarch? A Tetrarch is actually being deployed in and out. Here comes a Tetrarch with no border around the unit, immediately being upgraded with the little boy adapter. I think that's what's called, little boy adapter. It is a very mobile tank compared even to the Stuart, but does miss that Teller mine. Over here, the M10's making that advance. We do have a Panther out by the Panzer Leaf player. There's other Panthers right there as well. Does use Allied War Machine. One goes out of control, the other one is dead, basically. To the Hetzer. Glider does go down. Let's take a quick look at what the Tetrarch is. And the Kettengrad does go down. Does get some good pens there. I'm honestly not exactly sure how effective the Tetrarch is. I just assume it just arrives too late. That's why most people don't go for it. Because you can get out of Stuart quicker than you can get out of Tetrarch. So let's see how well this Tetrarch does versus Panthers. Yeah, it's not going to do a whole too much. Though can do quite reasonably well versus the Stu, since they're not exactly anti-vehicle asset. Good hit there by the Stu. The scope rifles will need to fall back. Tetrarch's right there. And we've now got a line of M10s now pushing its way forward. US player starting to get his armor rolling. His Allied War Machine, I guess you could say, in full production. Does need to get the decoy battery sooner rather than later because he does have a bit of munitions stored up and might as well start spending it that way. Good smoke round there, but the commandos do fall back. Said enemy unit may have been knocked down. Not sure what may have went knocked out, but we got multiple booby traps deployed out by the commandos. M10's now charging on forward. The Tetrarch is back here, needs repairs. Hets are getting encircled, or circling. Panthers coming to respawn. Good hits there on the M10s. No telemines over in that direction. Now Panther's coming to respawn. He's trying to rush down some of these units.
A fuel point is being seized. Reporting they have destroyed a German
Panther trying to get into range. And does get a good rear armor hit there. And these M10s, those are going to use Allied War Machine and just engage. Damage engine on one, and no artillery from the commando player yet. Though I think he may have enough command points for it. On the left side, we do have the Stews now streaming on in once again. I missed that again. This map is gone crazy. And it looks like this Stew does get cleaned up by the Piets. Or by... Nope, it was actually by the Tetrarch. Does it start to destroy some of his carcasses, or just rolls a miss on the engineers? That's a glider. Captain's trying to think, where's the vehicle? And I see the booby trap, not realizing the whole glider right there. I swear, my mind misses some of these gigantic things in front of me. Does use some smoke grenades there, very nice. I can help him capture up that point. Lieutenant is still severely wounded. I don't think he's actually rebuilt a triage center this entire game. He does have access, still has autonomy out, so he can rebuild it. US Sniper does fall back. Tellermine still goes unswept. Now there's a Tiger tank on the high ground. That's something the commandos do not want to run forwards towards, but they'll run forward towards it nonetheless. Getting some multiple deadly hits there because it is a Vet 3. Supported by now Panzer 4. Great hits there. Ooh, and there's the demolition charge there, wiping out that squad.
Jerry has 300 points.
Panzer 4 is definitely a good option to help support against M10s and hit the infantry as well.
Victory point is ours!
Losing a victory point. I say again, we are losing a victory point.
Panther Veterancy 2, Panther Veterancy 1. Commandos are trying to capture those points. They're doing reasonably well. The tickets are in favor of the Axis players by a small margin. Never shrinking margin. We got decoy barrage now coming on in. It's free. Might as well just spam it out. Ooh, and one of the US snipers does get crushed there.
German forces are trying to take a practice.
Transport, Tiger tank, and Panthers all in the region. 3 M10s in the region. It's not really a whole lot to deal with this much heavy cat.
I say again, we are losing a destroyed a German target.
Pioneer's getting hit by that sniper that's also severely wounded. We do have the Pet Grenadiers push his way forward. They are, of course, Panzerstruck equipped, so the M10s do have to keep their distance. So US Sniper does get a good hit there. He does fire 2 shots there, severely wounding one of them. And Tiger Tank will make his advance, trying to gauge these M10s. Good hits there onto the Tiger Tank as well. Multiple shots into this infantry. The most doing a good job absorbing shots, but that's about it. M10 starting to push this way forward as well. Looks like he has 4 M10s now deployed, but one of them's now receiving quite a bit of fire there. May need to use Allied War Machine. I'll keep the other one in the mix as well. We're just splitting his fire. The other two is going to be charging forward as well, but there's just too many heavy cats in the region. He needs the brick to start pulling out a lot of fireflies, because right now there's 2 Panthers, a Tiger Tank, Hetzer, Panzer IV. That's a little bit too much for just an M10 span. And now Allied War Machine has been consumed. Main gun destroyed, and now fully out of control. He may try and be able to save one. But now this Panther's at Veteran C3. The other one's at Veteran C2. Main gun or engine destroyed. M10's charge on forward once more. This stuff is all still quite healthy. He should have charged towards the Panthers. Got a fresh M10 here as well. Blitzkrieg has been activated. See, the Commando player has a lot of units next to his teammates' HQ. Another M10 does go down. This M10 pushes his way forward as well. The Panthers coming in to support these forces as well. This Panther's almost dead. Global repairs have been activated. Does get a kill there on that squad, just leaving this one M10 remaining. This one's being global repairs, pushes his way forward as well. Does avoid that Panther when he's engaged that Panther of all targets. This one will be falling on back in time. Pierce pushes his way forward. May find a couple shots there onto the Panther. Does roll him. Actually does get destroyed engine crit with the AoE splash. Now here comes the artillery coming off the base. It may have been up here. Bergantiga has been deployed, getting some good hits there onto the Bergantiga. And it will go down. Another Panther goes down as well. Tiger Tank is severely wounded. Over here, we got the Commandos. Does get cleaned up there. And good hits on these forces. Does take the lieutenant out there. Tiger Tank does have some engine damage. Heard something explode over here. Not sure what it was. Looks like it's the Tetrarch. ATK on the flank saved the Panzer IV, potentially going down to the Tetrarch. Panther charging forward is a Vet 3 Panther. And this M10 will go down.
Territory out of supply.
More commandos being deployed on out. This one does get wiped out as well. The US player does not have triage center, so I'm not sure why he's using this area for reinforcements. He's able to reinforce from there. Am I mistaken? Maybe it's bugged out.
Destroyed a German target.
Yeah, Panther has been deployed on out. Commandos are falling on back as well. He has 2 squads of commandos. Hey, there is for those who are now watching the stream, there is likelihood there was a map hack that the Wehrmacht player is a map hacker. Hello. But yep, the Panzer IV is receiving a bit of fire there, but decoy barrage has been activated. Regular barrage has been activated. The regular barrage is coming on in the Tiger Tank. Yep, I'm more than welcome to cast more and more company heroes. Panzer IV will stay alive, and this game, yeah, based on what I've seen in at least in the early game, strong likelihood this Wehrmacht player was map hacking. Panzer Command deploying out, I think, something else as well. With the Manpower Blitz, he's able to deploy out a lot of Panzer IVs. Should be able to engage any target, and with the lack of M10s or Fireflies, the Commando player should have rotated towards more Fireflies or sooner. But looks like the Allies players are backing out of the game. Yep, based on the beginning of the game, there's highly likely it was a map hack. What happened at the beginning of the game was he deployed a Schimmwagen and immediately charged over here, somehow predicting that he's gone for support weapon center with snipers. Yeah, it was likely a map hack. But either way, this is Grade saying thank you for watching.